He doesn't have long. The election is going to be at some point next year. In a longer-term process, the message gets out via the human traffickers to the people they're bringing over. Well, I can take you on the boat, but you're never going to be allowed to stay, and you're never going to be allowed to go back and apply for status to be here again. That's the logic behind it, as in terms of it being a deterrent. When you put it like that, it does seem rather ludicrous.
Well, I guess unless they think people won't get in the boat, because they think when they get there they could end up being deported to a safe country. Now, we know Rwanda's nothing's happened there, but Rishi Sunak's talking about other safe countries. Maybe they're going to reveal those tomorrow when the Home Secretary talks to the House.
Well, there needs to be loads. Currently, there's about 6 to 8.
Yeah.
We've got return agreements. You can't just pick up people and dump them in countries. The country has to accept them. So why would countries accept them, first of all? Where's the incentive for that? We'd have to spend billions.
We've already sent millions to Rwanda for this, though,
for 200 spaces, and in a leaked Home Office internal document yesterday, the Home Office, despite winning the case, have admitted that there's not going to be a flight before March 2024. No.
So that's because people like you, Harjap, keep stopping these flights.
But the Home Office won. But the Home Office won.
Brandishing your human rights
But human rights lawyers have been around a year. And here's the key, Andrew, which a lot of people don't really perhaps realise. Under Labour in 2009, we were sending back 60,000 people a year.
How?
That dwindled down to 5,000 people in 2015 under the current government, and is now less than 2,000.
They were coming in lorries, though, weren't they?
Lorries, boats, however they were getting here, they were coming here illegally. They weren't coming here...
So what's changed?
What's changed is the Home Office is broken. We know that. It's not fit for purpose. Every year, a group of MPs called a Home Affairs Select Committee get together and tell us for the last 10 years that this machinery is not fit for the purpose that you want to use it for. What do? We paper over the cracks and resell it to the public and say, oh, we've got a brand new machinery now. The whole foundations of your building are broken. There's no point putting a new roof on it. And this is what happens. The machine, we haven't got skilled enough staff. We're employing ex-supermarket workers to decide cases. It takes 2 years to decide a case, which a skilled person can decide in half a day.
But then,
the government have failed to explain why.
But that might explain then why they have taken out the in-person interviews. They will say this is going to be a data tech-driven revolution to send people home. Is that going to work?
We were having, and I know because I was on the scheme, in 2002 and 2003 at Harmondsworth, there used to be a fast-track system. If an asylum seeker came in on Friday, on Monday he'd be detained. On Monday they'd be interviewed. On Wednesday they'd get a decision. On Friday an appeal would be lodged. And the court was actually in the detention centre. A judge used to sit there. He'd listen to the appeal. In 15 days, your whole case was finished. In the 17th, 18th day, you'd be sent back.
But the number of migrants that have been displaced by war and famine and climate change is dramatically higher than back then in 2002, 2003. And many of them are ending inexorably for Britain.
So make your machinery better to deal with it, rather than saying, OK, we're giving up catching the gangs. We've given up you doing a fast-track system. We've given up doing face-to-face interviews. Well, what are we actually going to do? A face-to-face interview is the best way to determine somebody's claim and the genuineness of that claim. You're giving up all of this, selling a dream to the public. What that self-form is going to end up in is going to end up in a closet amnesty. And everyone who's filling out that form is going to be granted asylum.